If you sit and you burn ants with a magnifying glass, nobody's going to look at you as a horror of a creature. Well, some people might, but most people won't, because we walk on ants accidentally every day, right? But what would you think of me if I took matches or some type of flame and I went outside in my yard and I purposely tried to burn squirrels? Then you'd be like, what's wrong with that woman? That's kind of sick. But what if I purposely tried to find dogs and purposely tortured and killed dogs? That's a crime. That's pretty sick. That deserves some punishment. What if I do that to a human being? Same thing I did to the ant, only I do it to a human being. Would you think it worse? Yeah. If a person lights an ant on fire, you're going to think one thing, but if a person lights a person on fire and kills them, that's a whole nother ballgame. Do we all agree? What if I do it to an entire crowd of people, a whole stadium full of people? The cries for justice better just go up from everyone and say, this person deserves grave, grave punishment. I hope you know where I'm going with this. You say, I've only sinned against God for 70 years. Let's say you only sinned against God for 5 seconds. Do you know who you sinned against? You didn't sin against a created thing. You didn't even sin against an entire group of God's highest created being, people. If you sinned against God for even 5 seconds, you've sinned against the infinite creator of the universe. He is infinitely more valuable than any people could ever be, because without him, we don't even exist. So when you sin against holy, infinite God, that is a sin that would take forever to work out the punishment for. Is that making sense? It's not the length of time it takes to commit the sin. It's the value of who you're sinning against. And David said in Psalm 51, even though he committed adultery and murder, what he ultimately said when he repented was, against you and you only have I sinned, God, because every sin is against God.